Welcome back to Need for Speed Heat. Today, we're customizing the BMW Supra Z4 Supra Toyota. Basically, every single combination that is possible. This car is very, very interesting indeed. Of course, this car is not the real Supra. It is, in fact, the BMW Z4. But, for those who don't know, the engine and the drivetrain, the chassis, everything is the same in this car as it would be in the real Supra. So, we get a unique opportunity today to customize a Toyota Supra, but not really a Toyota Supra. Of course, it is how you can take it how you want. This, we already know, has a kit very similar to that of the Toyota Supra, and I go big and wide and crazy with the kit throughout this video. We go a little bit crazy. There's some crazier kits available, but you know what? I've owned the Supra now for a few weeks, and I'm gonna say it's one of the most enjoyable cars I've ever driven. It's compact, small, it fits places, but it's not a hatchback. It's a sports car. It's got enough sports car power, and again, you can remap it if you want to. Again, ultimately, that doesn't matter, because this is a Need for Speed, and we can swap what we want in it. Now, you know full well that if this was Need for Speed and it had both the Supras in it and all that kind of thing, people would be swapping the 2J into the Supra, and that would actually be a lot of fun. Even if we could swap it into this, I think that would be a lot of fun. Unfortunately, we can't do that because there is no Supra. Not even the old Supra is available, but I'm pretty sure there's other engines available that might take your fancy. We'll get to those at some point soon. Anyway, so the customization of this car, pretty crazy, pretty great. As I said before, the visual customization of modern cars in this game is kind of, it's next level. There's a lot more customization than you would think, especially with a car that's literally got nothing done to it. The Supra has got 20 million body kits already, but the Z4 doesn't. And I know, like you, we kind of wish the Supra was available. Maybe we'll get it in a DLC. Maybe Toyota one day will be like, yes, it's going to be possible. If it is possible, hit that subscribe button, you know, hit that, and I will tell you as soon as I know any information if it's possible that the Supra will come out. I highly doubt it, to be fair. But you get my point. I have hope because we have the convertible Z4. It would just be nice to compare the two. Toyota know that the new Supra is better than that of the old Supra. So why would they not show that it is possible to beat the old Supra with the new Supra in video games? That would make sense, wouldn't it, Toyota? You see, the problem with this car is the hardtop's a little bit funky. Every single time you talk about this car, you end up talking about the Supra and ranting about the Supra. This car has been kind of pushed aside by a Toyota. And there's like, will that mean there's never going to be a collaboration with BMW and Toyota again? Possibly, because Toyota has clearly stolen the light in this situation. A nice set of diffusers too, all wrapping around those meaty exhausts. Now, the sound of this car is something obviously else we get to play along with this, which is good because again we get to hear what it's actually going to sound like, and again it sounds very, very similar to that of the Supra. I'm going to say the Supra definitely sounds a little bit different from my own experience, and of course Need for Speed over-exaggerates sounds a little bit. The Skyline sound isn't perfect, but it's pretty close. This car, I would say it's decent. It actually, I think, sounds better than the real thing. It's the way I wish my car sounded, but unfortunately doesn't. So, lower the car. It doesn't have much lowering on this car, but thankfully we do have backs in this game, so we can do some tweaking there. And of course, we need to change the color of it. This orangey matte, it doesn't do it for me. I'm a gloss man. I'm a shiny, reflective car paint man, and I need that in my life. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. Make it look... this is going to be the most popular color, I think, in the whole game. This is the color everyone's going to pick, okay? It looks stunning. It reflects perfectly. Increase it a little bit there. Make it look beautiful. The black, along with the color shift, it just looks so good. I can't tell you how awesome it is to have color shift in the game. It just adds that extra layer of customization. So I know it's relatively a small thing, like when someone tells me it's a small thing, but the amount of paint options you can do now, the last game I went back to it and honestly it feels so empty. There's nothing there for me to customize paint wise. I can just pick a color, and usually it's not the color that I perfectly want, but it'll do. But now we obviously can get different finishes and the like, which is just always great. Anyway, stickers, by the way. I do sell those. Real stickers. Yes, you can buy them in the link below as always. But my character just popped in. This was just a random character. Obviously, you've seen throughout the videos. My character has probably been changing throughout them. And I decided against that splitter. So I wanted to change that very last minute. I do really like the front bumper. The front bumper is very, very nice. I went with the older style BMW grille. I think it looks nicer than the new one. I'm not sure if you agree with me on that, but yeah, I think it looks much nicer. And overall, I love that you can see a lot more of this car now that the bumper's been opened up a little bit. I was trying to remove the splitter because I changed my mind, and there we go, removed. I think it looks cleaner without a splitter. Now, it's time for some exhaust tunage. Let's listen to the beastly engine that is in the BMW Supra. Here we go. It still sounds very suppressed. Very suppressed indeed. It needs to be more throaty. A little tip for you there. There you go. Give it that throaty. Oh, yes. Now she's alive. And you can adjust the tone a little bit by going back and forth. More pops, please. Thank you very much. Awesome. The difference is kind of crazy from the aggressive to the smooth. But there you go. That's the sound that we went with. This car needed it. It needed a little bit more spice in its life. And we're going to go to... not that one. The effects tab and put on some neons because the neons are required. Did I put pink neons on? Why did I put pink neons on? Who allowed me to do this? Ghosts were watching me play. Who did this? Obviously, putting on bags as well. Get that boy lowered down to the ground as much as possible when the engine is off. I think it looks fantastic. Now, there's only one thing left to do with this car. There's actually many things left to do with this car. I should have done an engine swap. I should have gone through the engine swaps. I can't believe I didn't. I am such a fool. Maybe we could put the Skyline's engine in it. The RB26. I think people would rage. But here is the game in the open world free roam. Very nice, very wet, very Miami, if you will. We get to drive it for the first time in the open world, and we will be going to a race. Now, what do I like? Do I like that this car in this game? Yes. I'm super happy that it's available for it to customize and play with. There's a lot of stuff that I need to do. It needs some performance upgrades. It feels kind of sluggish and slow. I want to throw a big turbo in there, and I'm not talking about how they've been doing big turbos on YouTube. They don't know big turbos. Those are slightly bigger turbos. We're talking about big boy turbos. We're talking about boom, size of your head turbos. That's what we can throw in Need for Speed because it's a game of imagination. And thus we're going to do just that. Anyway, here's the event I decided to go for. This event is unique in one way, in that this requires me to be 180 and I am 165. So I'm in a little bit of a downgrade on what should be the norm, if you will. But in terms of the actual race outcome, I think it's quite interesting to test, see what you can actually beat with a lower end car. Because in the last game, at least obviously, there was some microtransactions and the like. They're not available in this game. Not available. I mean, I say as if it's a feature. Microtransactions are not in this game, which means you don't have to worry about that so much. But if you were buying a bunch of cars and you ran out of money for upgrades, can you still progress on these events? Well, that's exactly what this event is going to tell us right here. So straight away, this is medium. I'm flying up the pack, already in second place. I would say that's a good, decent finish already for being this under level. What I thought would be quite interesting is if games gave you a bonus, if you came in the top 3 with a lower level car than is required. I think that would be pretty interesting, like some kind of bonus. It would actually encourage me to have more of a playable experience, like actually downgrading my cars purposely to then see if I can beat the event. I thought that would be pretty cool. I don't know about you. Now, the one thing that differentiates it to Miami in general, you can actually see mountains and hillsides and the roads aren't flat. It's kind of nice how they've done this mishmash of Miami, but also the surrounding areas. They've kind of realized that, yes, Miami is very flat, We need some life into it. And I like it. I like it. It's a nice... They've done a nice flow between both the flat and the mountainous. I think if they tried too hard to make the city like this, it would kind of look like San Francisco, which I would not complain about if San Francisco was the actual map. One day, I would love to go back to San Francisco. Obviously, we've had some inspiration from in San Francisco. We've actually been to San Francisco in Need for Speed The Run, which was very, very cool. I think that would be a really cool city to race around, and that's something I would definitely suggest Ghost look at in the future. But let's stop talking about the future. Why are we talking about... We haven't even driven around Miami yet. You need to... That's the YouTuber in me. I'm like, I have to keep... What's next? What's next? So we're struggling to get past the first place guy, but again, it shows you that it is probably possible. I wouldn't say I would recommend doing this, because very, very clearly you could just upgrade your car very easily. Because it is very cheap, I'd say, not cheap, but you get a lot of money in the game to spend on stuff. And I feel like from the beginning of the game that I have played, it's very easy to get money and distribute it all over the place, and then go back to another race and get just as much money as you did before. It's quite easy to get money. It's essentially what I'm saying. I'm just, for some reason, trying to go the long way around about it. I thought I had a chance of passing him. I kept getting closer and closer with the Z4. Again, this is stock, so that's why it's not sounding very throaty or meaty or woo. It needs to get going. I'm probably going to use this car quite a lot. I never thought I'd actually say that, but it's actually kind of cool. I like the car. I'm probably going to redesign it exactly as this is in the final game, because I actually... it was one of my favorite cars that I built during my time at Ghost UK. Anyway, that was the event, second place. And as I was talking about, you get a lot of money for these events. I was not joking around. 3 minutes, 7 seconds, second place, and we still got 25 grand. As you can see, I was not joking. Anyway, there you go. That is some more Need for Speed Heat. Hopefully you did enjoy. Be sure, my friends, to smash that like button if you want to see more. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next video. Until next time, peace.